لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم حسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل نعم المولى ونعم النصير أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
People called him Allama, meaning scholar, unbounded sea of knowledge. Gifted with a rich vision, he soaked himself in the understanding the nuisance of the Islamic jurisprudence. His in-depth study, coupled with efforts and determination, produced some of the finest research papers on theology. Allama Syed Zeeshan Haider Jawadi, a scholar, orator, thinker, visionary, and a poet.
हमने माना शायरी बेरूह है, बेजान है, शुक्र खालिक है कि अपना नाम तो दिया।
He had traits of a personality that produced lateral thoughts to the existing equations of humanity's relationship to God, and yet was a realist and down to the very earth that we all tread on. A man whose ideas were supported by cogent and convincing arguments, led a life by examples of action, and dedicated himself to the pursuit of that one infallible. This is an obituary to the man who inspired a revolution of thoughts and still does so after he's gone.
लिहाजा अमानतदारी का तकाजा ये है कि जिससे लिया है उसी की राह में दे दिया जाए। जो लिया है उसका नाम है जिंदगी और उसी की राह में दे देने का नाम है बंदगी। इस सलावत पढ़े मोहम्मद वाले।
Born in Karari, a village near the historical city of Allahabad, on 17 September 1938, he started his education at Jamia Nazimia in Lucknow. After finishing his studies there, Allama moved to Najaf in Iraq for higher studies. Najaf opened his horizons to the fascinating realms of the spiritualism in Islam, where he stayed under the patronage of his cousin, Maulana Sayyid Ali Abid Rizvi, until 1961. Life had its routines for him too, so marriage followed. Daughter of Allama's maternal uncle, Sayyid Muhammad Taqi, Zamir Fatma came into his life, following him to Najaf where he was based at that time. His tutors constituted renowned names such as those of Ayatollah Mohsin Hakim, Ayatollah Khui, Ayatollah Bakr al-Sadr, Ayatollah Asad Ali Madni, and Sheikh Muhammad Ali Mudarrisi. These personalities not only nurtured him in his early days, but were also a towering impression on his later days' works. Allama Jawadi translated more than 100 original works from Arabic and Persian to Urdu. His notable contributions are translation and interpretation of Holy Quran, the Nahjul Balagha, Mafatihul Jinnah, and Saif-e Sajjadiyah. Apart from this, he authored numerous books, booklets, and articles. Books like Nakhush Ismat and Zikr Fikr were acclaimed for their streamlined approach and thought process to the extended theological discussions. His hunger to share more and his interest for writing is very well demonstrated in an incident where during a delay in flight at the Frankfurt airport, he completed an entire book later published under the name of Taqaza Islam, that is, Duties of Muslims. His works have been published in a number of collections such as Salam-e-Kalim, Kalam-e-Kalim, and Bayam-e-Kalim.
अरसे से कभी प्रेस में कभी कातिब के यहाँ 12 साल भर से ज़्यादा इंतजार करने के बाद अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह की मंजर यहाँ पर आ गई है। इन हज़रात को ज़रूरत हो जनाब फैसल रज़ी साहब से राब्ता कायम करेंगे।
और नुत्फ़ का ख्वाब जो देखा था जम वालों ने नुस्खा ख्वाब जो देखा था आजम वालों ने, दिल ये कहता है उसी ख्वाब की ताबीर हो तुम।
Allama laid special emphasis on reaching the youth of his times. He was an ardent believer in the idea that social reform, if possible, could only be achieved by channelizing the unharnessed energies aspiring to take causes.
बसत इज्जो अदब अब आखिरी ऐलान करता हूँ। बसत इज्जो अदब अब आखिरी ऐलान करता हूँ। जनाबे हजरते ज़ीशान अब मिंबर पे आएंगे। दुआएं देगी रूहे मुस्तफा, जीता रहे शायर। कसीदा जब अबू तालिब की मिदहत में सुनाएंगे।
His initial stint with the Reformation and cultural renaissance to the basics of Islam happened in his earliest of abodes in Bakshi Bazaar, Allahabad. His ability to reach the young and interact with them created a generation dedicated to the larger cause of social equality and truth. In continuation to this, he joined hands with Maulana Sayyid Ghulam Askari to establish a network of 900 madrasas all over India under the banner of Tanzimul Makatib. He also started a religious school by the name of Hawza-e Ilmiya Anwarul Ulum at Allahabad. He understood that changing times would require a new breed of preachers who will have to be a step ahead of their predecessors and get involved in discourses of a completely different logical tangent. This network of institutions was to build this competency in India. The last 2 decades of his life saw Allama shift his work base to Abu Dhabi. He took over the role of Imam of Masjid, Rasul-e-Azam, and his work there included establishing the Markaz-e-Hussaini, which acts as a center for social mobilization of the community till today. His role in breaking social taboos and barriers within the community paved way for an extended permit to establish Muharram as a continuous discipline in Abu Dhabi, where at one side he had his focus deeply entrenched in the Indian subcontinent. He did not fail to respond to the growing needs of the community in the West as well. His later achievements include the establishment of centers for excellence as far as the United States of America. On 10th of Muharram, 1421 Hijri as per the Islamic calendar, and April 15, 2000 according to the Gregorian calendar, Allama Jawadi breathed his last in Abu Dhabi. He had completed his last sermon of Ashura on Tawheed, the oneness of God, the tragedy of Karbala and its message for humanity, which happened to be the theme of his last 10 speeches.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. قل إنما أنا بشر مثلكم يوحى إلي أنما إلهكم إله واحد فمن كان يرجو لقاء ربه فليعمل عملا صالحا ولا يشرك بعبادة ربه أحدا.
He was laid to rest on April 18, 2000 in Daryabagh graveyard in Allahabad, the place where he started his amazing journey, whose effects we feel till today. He was left behind by his wife and a family of 3 sons and 4 daughters. A man as he was, with the tremendous ability to influence, was able to connect to people at a very personal level. People who knew him prefer to remember him mildly in a personal manner, speaking of his wit, his humor, and his everlasting impressive smile.
पैगंबर आप कहने कि मैं भी तुम्हारा जैसा एक बशर हूं, मगर मेरी तरफ ये वही नाजिल होती है कि तुम्हारा परवरदिगार एक है, जो अपने मालिक की मुलाकात का उम्मीदवार है। उसे चाहिए कि नेक अमल अंजाम दे और अपने रब की इबादत में किसी को शरीक न बनाए। यूं तो दुनिया से जाने वाला हर इंसान बिलाखिर मालिक की बारगाह में पेश होता है। कुल्लु नफ्सिन ज़ाइक़तुल मौत सुम्मा इलैना तुरजऊन। सब पलटा कर मालिक की बारगाह ही में ले जाए जाते हैं, मगर वो बंदे कहाँ हैं जो मालिक की मुलाकात की उम्मीदवार हों, जो अपने परवरदिगार से मिलना चाहते हों और उस मुलाकात का ये इंतजाम करें कि ऐसा नेक अमल अंजाम दें जिसकी मिसाल तारीख में न हो, और ऐसी इबादत करें जिस सजदे में किसी गैर का तसव्वुर भी ना आने पाए। लिक़ा इलाही की उम्मीद रखने वाले, अपने परवरदिगार से मुलाकात का इंतजाम करने वाले दुनिया के आम इंसानों से मुख्तलिफ हुआ करते हैं। जिहाद के मैदान में मौलाए कायनात को बगैर किसी असलहे और बगैर किसी ज़रा के सफ़ों के दरमियान देखा गया। देखने वाले ने गुजारिश की, या अली ये मैदान जंग है, दुश्मनों के हमले हो रहे हैं और आप यूं एक कुर्ता पहन के मैदान में आ गए। फरमा इन्न इब्न अबी तालिब ला युबाली बिल मौत। अबू तालिब का बेटा मौत से नहीं घबराता है। मैं मौत तक चला जाऊं या मौत मुझ तक आ जाए, जिनकी निगाह में जल्वे परवरदिगार होता है, जो अपने मालिक से मिलना चाहते हैं, वो न दुश्मनों को खाते में लाते हैं, न फौजों को देखते हैं, न कसरत को देखते हैं, न असलहों पर निगाह रखते हैं। उनकी निगाह में जलवे परवरदिगार होता है। या मैदान सिफ़ीन में बाप को ये कहते सुना था, या करबला में बेटे को ये कहते देखा।